Hi, good morning, guys. Okay, so we're going to get started today making some cinnamon banana oat bars. A big reason I wanted to make this is because I want to have a fun, easy snack for my son to have, and I want to know exactly what's in it. So a lot of oat bars or granola bars are really high in sugar. So if you are going to buy them, there's some great ones out there. Just make sure you're looking at the sugar content. So I'm going to start us off today, and I'm going to show you the whole process of what we're doing. So first I did get a pan, and I have some parchment paper in here ready for the mixture to go in, and I preheat my oven to 350 degrees. It's going to be a soft bake. So we're going to take our bowl here. I'm going to point you down so you can watch me actually do the process. So just watching me. Okay, perfect. So we are going to take 2 to 3 ripe bananas. I'm going to do 3. Just because it's going to give it a little more sweetness. And I'll give you guys all of the specs kind of here on what's all in this as far as like a nutrition label wise. Okay, so I'm going to put the banana in here. I'm going to drizzle with this with just a teensy bit of olive oil. And then I'm also going to add an egg. I'm going to do 1 large egg. And then I'm going to do about 2/3 cup of honey. Okay, so I don't always measure. I actually never hardly ever measure. So we're just going to kind of see where we're at here. I need to get more honey. All right, so I'm going to do about 3 tablespoons. So this is going to help it stick together and give it a really nice sweetness. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm just going to put this all into one bowl. And then we're going to mash these bananas and mix this all together. So we've got our banana, our oil, honey, egg, and vanilla. Okay, so I'm just going to mash these bananas up and mix them. It is easier the more you want pretty ripe bananas. So we always generally end up with, it depends on the week, but 1 to 2 bananas that end up a little bit more ripe than what we like. We have a lot of fruit in our house, so we're always going through fruit pretty fast, but just kind of depends on the banana. So I do make banana bread, but this is a good healthy option if you've got some ripe bananas. You can, once they're ripe, put them in the freezer, and it keeps them a little longer. Just make sure you kind of thaw them out before. And then another easy way too is if you have a KitchenAid mixer or a hand mixer to beat these bananas in this mixture. A little bit easier way to do that. You can leave chunks in this. It's not bad. It's going to be pretty good. So up to you and how you want it. Just want to make sure I got any big chunks out. Okay, so if you can see, mixed pretty well. It is still a little chunky. I think I'm going to leave it that way just to get some bites of banana in that bar, but there's no mashed pretty well for the most part. Okay, so then separately you can add the flour mixture, but I'm actually just going to add it right in here for the fact, just so we don't have more dishes to do, which is my favorite thing. So we're going to add our oats. I'm using old-fashioned oats. They do recommend rolled oats, but really either is going to work just fine. 2.5 cups of oats. Like I said, I'm just going to pour this right in. Okay, so 2.5 cups of oats. We'll do 1 1/4 cup of flour. And I just kind of loosely measure here. So 1 1/4 cup of flour. And then we're just going to add, it says about 1/2 teaspoon if you want to follow the directions of cinnamon. I'm just going to plop some cinnamon in there. And then here's where you can add any nuts, any seeds, anything like that. I'm going to add some hemp seeds. So I'm just going to drizzle some of these in here just to get some good hearty fiber. Chia seeds are also really good. These are great to add into smoothies and bars and stuff like that, just to get that extra nutrition. You can always taste it. And then just a little dash of salt. Okay, so we got our bananas, our oil, honey, eggs, vanilla extract, oats, flour, cinnamon, a little bit of salt, and if you want any nuts or chia seeds or anything like that. And we're just gonna fold this mixture together. Grab my spoon here. It'll be a little easier. And if you feel like it's a little too dry, you can add a little bit more oil to it, or even a little bit of water. I think I'm going to add a little more oil. I didn't do quite as much as oil as what it recommends. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more oil. Olive oil here, just a dash. And then keep folding this together. My oven is almost preheated. Perfect. I just want to make sure all of that flour mixture, yep, there it is. All my flour mixture gets evenly coated. Still see some of that flour sitting down here, so. Here. This looks pretty good. All right, so it's nice and kind of sticky. All right. So now we're going to put it into a dish, and we're going to cook it for about 18 to 22 minutes. It does say like an 8 by 13 pan, so, but it kind of depends on your thickness and what you have. I think this is just a teeny bit bigger than that, so we might not put it throughout the whole pan. Like I said, I put parchment paper down just so it's easy to pull these bars out and cut them. Okay, so we're getting our whole mixture here. And then we're just going to spread these out kind of to the thickness that you want. It doesn't have to necessarily cover the whole pan. If you do put them in a little bit, I'm actually going to cover the pan with this. If you do put it in a little bit smaller pan, just watch your time. It might not take as long for these babies to cook through, just because it's a thinner layer of the oat mixture. And then if you want to add any additional nuts, you can top that with this as well. And put those babies on top. All right, so I'm gonna pop this in the oven, and I'm gonna set a timer for about 18 minutes, and then I will come back and show you guys what this looks like. Oat bars are almost done. I'm gonna pull them out of the oven and show you what they look like. I do suggest letting them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes before you cut into them, just so it doesn't kind of run. You want the bars to be nice and crisp and in a bar form. So pull them out of the oven, let them cool, and then cut them. But I just wanted to let you know what all is in the bar themselves. So in the entire pan that we made, there's about 270 calories, 39 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein, 12 grams of fat, and 17 grams of sugar. There's also some other really good vitamins and more protein since I added the hemp seed. So do take that into account. You can sweeten it if you want to add some chocolate chips at the top, or something like that. But again, it's just going to add a little bit more sugar as well. So completely up to you, but you also can make this gluten-free fairly easy. So just make sure you use a gluten-free oat, and then instead of a whole wheat flour, using something like an oat flour or something like that, you can substitute out. So I'm going to pull these out now and show you guys. They look so good, and then let me know if you guys end up making them and how they turn out. Okay, so here, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Here is what it looks like straight out of the oven. So it smells absolutely delicious. Hopefully you can see that with the glare there. But like I said, I'm going to let this cool here before I cut into it. And then they're going to make some super, super good bars. I had this in there for about 18 minutes. So I might pop it back in for just a few more minutes since I have a little bit thicker amount here. But I'll just pull that parchment paper straight out, lay it down once it's cool, cut them into about 12 to 16 bars, depending on how big you want them. And then you can just eat it like a normal granola bar, put it in a baggie, seal it up, and it's going to be so good. So thank you guys.